I love surfing and finding waves that nobody else is surfing or that are hard to get to, like this one here. Having the right board can make a huge difference once you get there. There's a board for every wave. Well, maybe not this one. You could probably park a bus in there. Perhaps I could have avoided this with the right board. That's it, Shane. Blame it on the board. Maybe I was just in the wrong spot. This was my daily driver. I surfed it for many years, until Air Asia put 7 creases in it. Good luck finding that wave in the background. I think I'm the only person that's ever surfed there. I've had boards made out of wood, small boards, big boards, bigger boards, boards for high quality waves, boards for junk waves, and boards that just feel good.
All right, this is all about surfboards. What quiver am I traveling with? What's here with me in the Northwest? Why have I bought it? And what's coming with me when I take that beast on its next big trip? Let's have a look.
Let's circle back to this board for a moment. Thanks to my mate Andy for shaping it for me. It's a 9.6 Rhino Chaser. It's for big waves only. Although it doesn't fit in the Troopy, it's stashed at Margaret River. It's gotten me into the biggest waves that I've had the guts to paddle into. I don't have many photos of me riding it because you're usually way out at sea, but here's a couple we mate snapped on a small day.
Starting biggest to smallest, we've got me step up board. This is a Von Twig from Von Boards down at Dunsborough. He's collab with Grant Twiggy Baker, the big wave hellman, and this is like a shortened down version of it. She's pretty thick. She's 7 foot long. It's got like rounded stepped rails and pretty low rocker through this back end of the board. A bit of scoop in the nose, fairly beaked as well. Get a good look at that. So this is essentially my heavy water board. Take this out anytime it's solid, like proper solid ones. I've only had it out a couple of times so far. Once at a surf spot down south, pics of that. And once at Red Bluff when it was heaving. And yeah, feels good so far. The dims officially are. Can't really see. But it's solid. Stoked so far. Cheers, Von, for the sick board. Yes, every board has a bag. Next up is my midlife crisis board. Mid-length twin from PMAC down at Esperance. This thing's super flat. Pretty refined in the tail. And the fins are quite far back. So far it's been super fun, super fast. I've been surfing this anytime it's small or anytime it's kind of like a down the line wave or maybe not quite good enough for a performance shortboard. Yeah, she's 7 foot long, not super thick. And yeah, some nice roll on the rails, but they get quite sharp as it gets back towards the tail. Chime rail as well. Yeah, so far, she's sick. All right, got another board from Pat again, PMAC, down at Esperance. So I needed to get a couple of ding repairs done while I was down there and found this guy and straight away saw that he was making quality equipment. So I had to have a piece. So this is my daily driver in kind of head to head and a half at max. When it's sort of just, yeah, fun waves. She's super short at 5'8". Pretty flat through the whole board really. Really boxy tail. super thick. Get a look at that. Big step deck on it. Like I'm 95 kilos and 182 centimeters tall, so yeah, I've got to have a fair bit of meat to get me going. But yeah, she's great. Modeled on the Potato Nader for most of it, but just chunked it out a little bit more. And how's these old fins? Kelly Slater 2s. Picked them up for like 80 bucks back in the day. I think they're still the sickest fins I've got. How good's this art too? This one's called the Ripstick. Front traction for the win. The board that Science designed. Wow. Science and Daniel Thompson. How's this thing? This is the Vanguard. It's a firewire board. Daniel Thompson's design. Bit of nose rocker, but fairly flat through the rest of the board. Super deep concave. He calls it the modern planing hull. This is 5'9", and it is right at the bottom of the kind of volume that I can really surf. It only comes out in performance conditions. Normally I take it to Indo or any like high quality down the line wave. I remember when these things first came out and it was like, I'm not going to spend $1,000 on something that looks like a kite board. Like what kind of lunatic would design something like that? The best kind, it seems. Daniel Thompson is actually my favorite board ever to ride in good quality conditions. Super fast, super maneuverable as well if you want to ride it that way. I normally ride as a quad and focus more on like, yeah, down the line power and doing some gouges, but as a thruster it really loosens up. I used to have the Vader from him too, but unfortunately that only came in piss weak firewire LFT construction, so you can just fold them in half like a piece of paper. Good one, firewire. This, on the other hand, FST construction, and it will probably last forever. There's a surf spot in southern New South Wales, pretty solid when it gets swell. And I like stuck an over the falls takeoff on like probably an 8-foot set. And it just, I was like, I've definitely cooked this board, but it just rode out of it and no visible damage on it. So yeah, what a score. Love it. Lucky last. The Alaia. Alaia, plank, woody. I'll link my video of shaping this one in the description, but if you're not familiar with them, you should check them out. Super fun to surf, super fast, super slidey obviously. Got to really work on that rail surfing. Bit of a concave in this guy, and obviously zero rocker. She's probably a little bit thick, so yeah, I'll probably thin her out again at some stage. So yeah, that's the Quiver. Everything but the Vanguard actually fits inside my troopy and doesn't impact on the living space. You can still stand up in there, you can still sit on the couch, you can still set up the bed without taking out any of the boards or moving them. So that's the Von Twig, the Red Sled, the Ripstick, and the Plank. So those 4 boards will be traveling with me permanently. And yeah, unfortunately the Vanguard's probably gonna get stashed for when I got an Indo trip planned. There's only so many boards you could take with you. That's all, folks.